All right, top of the morning to you. Muller's coming at you. It's Thirsty Thursday. Almost every Thursday, we come at you and we talk about two thirsts. Number one, what are we drinking today? And number two, we're going to talk about our thirst for knowledge that has been with us pretty much our entire life. Alyssa, what are you drinking today? What's quenching your physical thirst today?
All right. So today I have Concord grape, and it is what is it? What's the brand?
This is
Yes,
actually
Caprice
Crystal Light.
Crystal Light. Yep, mixed with an orange go.
Okay, what do you mean an orange go? Tell us about the go.
So go is it's a I don't want to say energy drink because then people like freak out, but it literally gives you great energy, but it's filled with vitamins and minerals and tastes like orange. And so the orange
Ooh.
grape together is really yummy.
It is very good, and the goes these energy packs. You just add them to water, like she's talking about. The orange is it's a really good mixer because we like concocting different things, and so yeah, these are great bases, and they're also excellent. Throw them in your purse or your backpack, or just throw them on the go. Throw them in your pocket. They're just little. I mean, they're smaller than this one, and you just throw them in a bottle of water. They're perfect for a little get up and go in the middle of the day. Anyway, I digress.
What are you drinking?
So here's the story. So I I've been drinking this aloe vera juice, and Alyssa brought home this stuff from the store, which is fine. It's organic, lily of the desert. It's all good. And I was fighting a stomach bug or something at the time, and so taking a big swig of this every so often. But the thing is, it doesn't really taste very good. Sorry, lily of the desert people, but it just tasted like water out of a pipe that's been there for 50 years. 50 years, dude. And so, but I mean, but it was good for me. So I choked it down and chased it with something else. And then this showed up in the mail. Boom. So this is the Modere version. Same thing, just aloe vera juice. But this one has um, pear and blueberry flavors in it also. So it's delicious. Sorry, lily of the desert people, but this stuff is amazing. And so what I did is I poured it over ice and then pour some of that grape stuff that she's talking about on it also. And I actually poured it a few minutes ago, and it didn't mix. You can see it's separate. It's layered. So I'm actually going to stir it up and taste it. But I have high hopes for this.
So it's 3.5 minutes on what we're drinking.
I know this could go. I mean,
I feel an edit coming on.
we're gonna lose them. No. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Moving on. So let's talk about our thirst for knowledge. I'll go first. Actually, all my life, I have had this thirst and this hunger for just knowledge, how stuff works. I just wanna learn things. I see something and it's like doing whatever it's doing. I wanna understand why it's doing that, how it's doing that kind of stuff. So I've always had this thirst for knowledge. Now, when Alyssa talks about a thirst for knowledge, it's entirely different, obviously, because she's not dealing with any of that stuff. But I have recently uh, my probably my go-to resource for anything like that. You want to learn anything at all, just go to YouTube. Literally, just go to YouTube and say, "How do you?" and then finish that sentence in a search in YouTube, and somebody has made a video that is a tutorial on how to do that thing. Mark my words, there's so much information available, and not only YouTube, but now there's other platforms that are emerging that have different new and improved, if you will, algorithms that feed you the information that you want even quicker, even faster. You don't even have to go and search. Hey, I'm looking for this because pops up right there. If you go to TikTok, it's already right there in front of you. There's so many cool cooking videos. If you want to learn how to cook potatoes in a fancy way, go to TikTok. There's tons of ways. Anyway, I digress. Alyssa, tell us about your thirst for knowledge.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't really like pre-plan this stuff, because it's really good that you stated YouTube, because I'm not anti-YouTube, but since COVID hit and we went into lockdown and I started just opening my eyes up, and I had time to research more, like David has done pretty much all his life. And I really am like, it's not that I'm not interested in, obviously I definitely want to grow and learn, but I'm not a researcher. Like, that's just not my personality. I have coached the majority of my life, and when I learn, I soak it in, and then I exit it out and like share it. So for me, I just, and when David explains it, it like takes a long time, and I'm like, land the plane, it's not my personality. But then COVID hit, and now I'm like awakening this new part of who I am, and I can't stop. Like, I can't stop seeking new information. And so David says YouTube, and I'm like, YouTube is part of the problem. So I'm not saying I don't use YouTube, because I do, but I do know that they censor a lot, and a lot of social media platforms censor a lot, as we all know. So I am more of the guys, or the I guess the intuition is to seek out those that are not censoring. And so I've been really big on Rumble and BitChute. And if you've not heard of these, you will be awakened as well, because these platforms do not censor. And so you can get just like probably the good old days of YouTube, when there was no censoring, and they just allowed anybody and everybody, and you had to use your discernment or your intuitive self or your brain cognitive dissonance to establish whether you believe the stuff you're hearing or seeing. But since we're all too stupid to do that now, they have decided to just censor us. And so that's my thirsty Thursday, is like, do not let them, to stop letting big platforms and big tech companies tell you that you're not smart enough, or you don't have discernment enough to be like, okay, that seems a little hokey, or no, I'm definitely not going to get behind that mass, I don't know, like whatever it is they're trying to stop you from doing. It's like we used to live in a place where we could use our cognitive dissonance or our brain cells to decide whether we wanted to be a part of that or not.
So I feel like we could sum up your entire talk there in 3 words. Think, people, think.
But the thing is that people might not know there's other platforms. So BitChute and Rumble are both great platforms that are free, and they do not have censorship. And they have Democrats, they have Republicans, they have left, they have right, they have liberals, conservatives, they have religious people, non-religious people. I mean, it's like back when, when I felt like, when I was younger, when you could have a conversation with somebody that you didn't agree with, and you would still be friends afterwards. So yes. So I don't find my information. I go to YouTube because a lot of the people that I've been following and like learning from and growing from are on YouTube, but they have to be very careful about the things that they talk about. And that's so sad. We're talking about like democracy and freedom and our views of patriotic sense, and it's just really sad that they are being cut off.
So speaking of landing the plane,
yes,
this has been very interesting. And even though it sounds like we talked about the same things, we talked about 2 entirely different topics.
Exactly.
Happen to
and that's why I love that you said YouTube, because I'm like, yes, it's a great segue for people to have alternative means for their thirst of knowledge.
Indeed. So yeah, if you want to learn more about some of the things that we do to quench our thirst for knowledge and our Ultimate Achievers Alliance, be sure to hit us up in a private message or contact us some way. I'm sure there's a link somewhere here that you can hit us up and make a comment. And with that, let's Let's Muller's out. Boom. See you tomorrow.